CEO's paralyzed daughter lost all hope until a single dad whispered, "I'll help her when the city's most powerful CEO." Richard Hayes lost his wife in a tragic accident. His daughter Lily was left paralyzed, and so was his heart. Once full of laughter, their mansion turned silent, and even money couldn't buy back her smile. Doctors gave up, therapists failed, and Richard's world crumbled. One day, a humble single dad named Ethan applied for a janitor's job at the CEO's office. But when he met Lily for the first time, something in her eyes broke him. She looked exactly like his late daughter. That's when he whispered softly, "I'll help her walk again." No one believed him. Not the doctors, not Richard. But what followed over the next few weeks shocked everyone, because this janitor had a secret past that would change their lives forever. Richard Hayes was the kind of man people feared and respected. He built an empire from nothing, a luxury tech company that made him one of the wealthiest men in the city. But behind the walls of his glass mansion, he was a man destroyed. His wife, Anna, had died 2 years ago in a car crash. Their daughter, Lily, survived but lost her ability to walk. At first, Richard tried everything. The best doctors, the most expensive hospitals, and even international specialists. But every time they said the same words, "She may never walk again," Lily stopped smiling. She refused to talk, refused to eat at the table, and spent her days staring out the window, watching other kids play. Richard, the man who could control markets with a phone call, couldn't control his own tears. One morning, the mansion's new cleaning staff was introduced, and among them was Ethan Cole, a quiet man in his 30s, a single father raising a little boy on his own. He didn't say much, just nodded respectfully and got to work. But on his second day, he crossed paths with Lily in the hallway. She was sitting in her wheelchair, struggling to reach a book that had fallen on the floor. Ethan instinctively bent down, picked it up, and smiled. "You like stories?" he asked gently. Lily didn't answer, she just looked away. But Ethan didn't push. He simply placed the book on her lap and whispered, "My daughter used to love this one too." Those words caught her attention. She turned her head slightly. "Used to?" she asked softly. Ethan nodded, his eyes misty. "She's not with me anymore." That moment changed everything. Ethan started spending more time near Lily's room while cleaning, humming songs or telling quiet stories about his daughter. Slowly, Lily began to respond, a smile here, a question there. Even Richard noticed, though he didn't say anything. He didn't want false hope again. But one afternoon, Ethan found Lily crying after her therapy session. The therapist had told her she'd never walk. Ethan knelt beside her wheelchair, looked her straight in the eyes, and whispered the words that changed her life. "Lily, I'll help you walk again." She looked shocked. "You can't." "Nobody can." "I can," he said. "Because I helped someone else once, my daughter." That evening, Richard called Ethan to his office. "You're a janitor, not a doctor," he said coldly. "Don't give my daughter false hope." Ethan didn't argue. He just said, "Sir, hope is stronger than money." Richard was speechless. There was something in Ethan's eyes, something real. Against his instincts, he agreed to let Ethan spend an hour a day with Lily. Days turned into weeks. Ethan taught Lily differently, not just physical therapy, but emotional strength. He made her laugh again, made her believe again. He told her stories of courage, played music, and even helped her paint. Then one morning, while helping her stretch, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. A faint movement in her toes. She gasped. Ethan smiled. "That's your first victory." When Richard saw it, tears filled his eyes. For the first time, he hugged Ethan and whispered, "Thank you." But Ethan wasn't done yet. Richard grew curious. Who was this janitor who had accomplished what world-class doctors couldn't? He asked around and found something shocking. Ethan wasn't just a janitor. He was once a rehabilitation specialist, one of the best in his field, who had left medicine after his own daughter died in a fire caused by hospital negligence. Richard felt guilt. All this time, he had treated Ethan like a servant. The next day, he went to apologize, but Ethan was nowhere to be found. Only a note remained. "I did what I promised. She'll walk again soon, tell her. My daughter would be proud of her." Weeks later, during Lily's next therapy session, she stood up. For the first time in years, she stood, trembling, crying, laughing. Richard watched, unable to breathe. "Dad," she said. He kept his promise. They searched for Ethan everywhere, but he had vanished. Still, Lily continued to heal, not just her body, but her heart. Months later, Richard started a foundation in Ethan's name to help paralyzed children from poor families. And every night, Lily would look out her window and whisper, "Thank you, Mr. Ethan, for believing in me." If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Emotioloom, where every story reminds us that hope, love, and kindness can change lives.